back to if we get any juicy tidbits. All right. So let's go ahead and take a course with me. I'll take a few minutes to breathe, ground in, and then we'll get started. So go ahead, releasing any tension, rolling your shoulders back. And just using your breath to drop into your body. Just take a long, slow inhale and let it go. Again, next, long, slow inhale and let it go. And one more inhale in and let it go.
My mom's calling.
All right. Oh, you need to grab it? Are you good? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So from this place, let's go ahead and just ask, what do I need to know? What are the next steps? And we'll just set those as the intention for this strategy session is the next step, the clarity, the roadmap. Take a few breaths in. All right. So what are you interested in here? What ideas do you have around your funnel? What can we get into there?
So the answer to what was the question that you just asked?
What do I need to know? And what are the next steps?
So the before you said the next steps, the answer was what is the next step? That was my answer to the question.
Yeah.
And then you said what are the next steps? So I kind of giggled inside. But I just feel all over the place. I feel like I have so many different offers in different places and different ideas, and then I end up not even sharing any of them. Or then when I do share them, it seems very scattered. And I don't know, part of me is like, I feel like I have all the pieces, but they're just not in
integrated
a place. Yeah, they're just not in a place where it makes sense. So it's sort of like, oh, here's an ebook, and here's a course, and here's this, and here's that, and here's that. And yeah, it's not really in a system type setup.
Okay. So let's
see. Then I get like ideas too. Then I get all these different ideas of, well, let me try this, and let me try this, and then I'm just all over the place.
No, that's why people come to me for the funnel, because I'm like, it's like, especially the people who just have like all these brilliant ideas, it's like taking that and putting that in a pathway that makes sense for the next step for each person. So they can enter where makes sense for them, but they can progress along with you. And so the person who bought your $50 masterclass will then buy your, $4,000 coaching, and then they're in the, this, 6-month program, like that kind of a thing. Exactly. And it doesn't have to always necessarily be that way. So looking at your offer suite, which one do you feel like encompasses you the most? It doesn't have to be the most expensive, but which one is like, if you did this or you bought this offer, you would understand the magic of what I do. Like this would be the not necessarily all of it, but like, what's the taste? What's the sample?
The sample I feel like is Voice of Your Womb.
Okay.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the sort of intro. I've thought about maybe doing a deeper, so that right now is a 2-hour experience. And I've thought about kind of breaking that up, doing it more into a 3-day kind of a longer experience, and breaking it down. But I feel like that is sort of my secret sauce. I mean, they all have my secret sauce, but I feel like people kind of know me for Voice of Your Womb, and but
Yeah.
I haven't been sharing that recently at all.
Okay. And why is that? Now
Why?
I'm not, so why is that? We're going to figure it out somatically, of course. So we're
Okay.
just going to take, sometimes it's the price point. Sometimes it feels like a lot of people sometimes, and I get stuck in this a lot, is it feels like you're not keeping up, right? Like I'm not like everybody's got something new or whatever. And I'm like, we've been breathing this way since like ancient times. Like for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
it's breath work. You can come
Mhm.
into my energy coaching from breath work. You can come into my schedule syncing from breath work. Like I just had somebody email me and be like, I want to work with you because I met her in a Starbucks and she was like kind of like frantic. And I was like, hey, try this breathing technique. And then I sent her a recording and now she's going to be like a coaching. So it's like, that's my foundation. So voice of your womb is your foundation. It doesn't have to feel boring. It doesn't have to feel stale to keep talking about it. But sometimes in the online space, we have to realize that we are seeing all the other marketers like trial, but we're like, so that sometimes it's that, sometimes it's price point, sometimes it's just like I need to shake it up and do it 3 days instead of two because it's too exhausting for like there's so many different things. So let's
Mhm.
just go ahead and we're going to do the same breath work thing. And now we're going to switch to the double inhale. So we're just going to go in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then you're just going to ask, why am I not sharing this? Like, and maybe you'll get the aha now. Maybe you'll get it after the strategy session. You can DM me on Instagram.
Okay.
But generally, there's what's the underlying reason of why, right?
Okay.
And sometimes we're afraid of how powerful it is. In,
Through the
pause,
nose
and
or
then breathe
mouth?
a little more. Sorry, we're in
No,
through the nose
out through the mouth.
twice.
Okay.
So we go in,
Mm,
pause for a second, and breathe a little more, and then let it
okay.
go.
Got it.
And again, in, a little more, and let's go. Again, in, pause, the top, just a little more, letting your lungs expand around the air, and let it go. Take a few more breaths until you can get to that quiet place inside. I want you to think about the most incredible testimonial, that one that makes you cry, the one that makes you think like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I can help somebody reach that. I can help somebody feel that way. The one that makes your skin tingle and your heart sing. Just feel it. Be grateful for it. Accept that you have been given this gift. This is your gift. You have proof. You have tangible evidence. Somebody else's lived experience. And then we want you to ask, why am I not sharing this more? Why does it feel hard? What's the reason underneath? Let's kind of go. How do I feel about the price? Does the price feel like it's aligned?
Nope.
No. Okay. Okay. Um, how do I feel about the length? Does it need to go to 3 days, or am I just kind of trying to do that to justify the fact that I think the price needs to raise?
Mm.
Or do I think that that's a better experience? Could I do a smaller 2 hour event that leads into a 3 day event? Is the 2 hour event something that could be automated and like a passive digital product, a recording of it? And no rush, just sit with it and let me know what your thoughts come up.
Mm-hmm. So the initial answer was I felt resentment because it's a free offering. And I feel like people who
Ah,
are getting like these huge breakthroughs, and then I
uh-huh.
feel resentment that I guess I'm over giving, and I feel like there isn't an even exchange.
Okay.
And so when you asked about the money, that's where I was like, no, because the resentment was what was kicking in before. And
Yeah.
um, in my mind, I already have exactly what you said. It's like the voice of your room recording is there. And then can I then offer a longer 3 day kind of experience? But then I stopped myself at offering the longer 3 day offering. Then I get caught
Okay.
up in the
So we
details.
don't, so what feels smooth? If you were to put a price, let's say we'll figure out what the price is, the number is. So we know that we need to charge for voice of your womb. That's what we know for sure. We need to charge for that. But what feels simple? Like coaching and you just show up on a call, or no, because you want a more flexible schedule, you don't want to have like like a random, you want just like an event that you have to show up to. Maybe you're only schedule your coaching calls 2 days a week, or you want to, what feels
Hmm.
simple, like the next step that you could do voice of the womb into another offer. It feels very simple that you don't have to create anything for, that you can
Mm-hmm.
just show up.
It would be offering the recordings of Voice of Your Womb, which are already recorded classes, and then
Uh-huh.
set specific date, like probably honestly once a month is a good start, to do a
Uh-huh.
reoccurring 3 day kind of thing,
Okay.
extension, I guess.
3 day 3 day
Mhm.
event. Okay. Okay. So voice of your womb, is each recording like a little bit different? Like you focus on a little bit different? Like my breath work, I'll tweak it for like business or like um productivity or like a breakthrough. Like, I mean, we're doing the same techniques, but it's kind of like a workout, you know what I'm saying? Like this one's abs,
Mhm.
this one's glutes, this one's, arms, but it's the same. Like, is it that way, or is each session pretty much the same?
Do you mean for the 3 day part?
No, I mean for the recordings you already have.
Oh, no, they're pretty much more or less the same, but they're all live sessions. So there's a few, there's tweaks because people are asking questions, I'm answering questions, people are
Okay.
sharing like that.
Okay.
So it's recordings of live sessions.
Okay. Did you give them the recording after they came to the free event?
For a limited time.
They For a limited time. Okay.
Mhm.
So um here's what I would do. So how many testimonials do you have? Like three? Like
Yeah,
concrete?
I have more than that if
Three?
I actually searched.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do is we are going to put a price and start just selling the recordings with all the testimonials. The content
Okay.
that you're going to do is going to be testimonials and the question and answers. So you're going to
Okay.
clip. I'm going to send you a free AI tool after this. You can pay for it. It's like $10, but the free version will let you clip of um and it'll just like go in and clip the video for you. You can just download it to your Google Drive, and that is going to
hmm
be the content. So it's real live you question and answer. That's going to convert like crazy. And
hmm
then we're going to have uh the testimonials. So if they did it as a video, if they did it, is it most of it text?
Yeah, most of it is in text and or in the like Zoom chat. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
woman messaged me and said that because of the Voice of Your Womb, she decided to remove her IUD and has been exploring her body more.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So so those kind of like testimonials, like coming through, like getting in touch with your, your like inner wisdom, that I
Mm-hmm.
would just start with those testimonials, because that is going to organically help you with messaging. Like I would just start sharing those testimonials. And what I like to do is, you can do it in TikTok or Instagram stories, whichever is easier, but you can put the thing on your green screen, or you can just add the little like testimonial as a sticker and just talk about it and be like, I love this. Like, I love this because in 2 hours, we have given her back autonomy over her body. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love this recording because and just like short, tiny little clips, because this is going to do two things. It's going to be content that converts, but it's also going to convince you that this is going to get paid, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to believe in it as much as they do in order for that to get paid. Like, it has to be a mutual like benefit. I found that for everybody, like if you don't, like, it can be the best product ever. If you don't believe in it, they're gonna buy it. Like if you
Yeah.
don't present to that side. So it has to be both ways. So that is
Mm-hmm.
gonna do that. And you can just like go through, make it a sustainable, one a day, two a day. I block this off and do it on Saturday, whatever feels really good. That's your content, is that. And then the clips of you answering questions.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're gonna get a price for Voice of Your Womb to put on that recording. And
Mm-hmm.
I would sell the whole bundle. I would sell the whole bundle, and I would be like, they're all mostly the same, but or so here's your two ways. These are two different ways. You could sell it as a whole bundle, and they could go through one, because I have a coach that, like, I go to her breathwork sessions, but I'll be like, ooh, that one I really had a breakthrough around this, or that one I really had. So I start to use them as, like, even though they're the same workout, like, so to speak, in the nervous system, I start to like identify in myself, like, ooh, that was the one that I do this with. This is the one I do that. Like, so you can do it as a bundle, or you can do one recording that you think is your best and then have all the coaching sessions clipped. Like, does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. And
So
because each
you
one
can
has an
choose.
embodiment flow. So the embodiment flows are a little bit, they're good, they're just going to be a little bit different.
Right, right.
Yeah, that makes
And you
sense.
can later you can make an embodiment flow a freebie. You can have like an embodiment flow that's like a freebie, and then like it leads into it later. But let's stay with like what feels like you could do it in a day, like simple, like let's get it paid, like let's make the first sale really quickly. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so now let's do. You got a few more minutes? I know this is supposed to be, we're 3 minutes over, but let's do a
Yeah.
few more
Yeah.
minutes. Let's get you a couple prices. So let's get you pricing, because you need to have a price, and then we're going to go straight into, so schedule your 3-day event far enough out that you can, so like you got about 90 days. You can sell it out 90 days, but like it doesn't feel like you have to figure out all the details right now. Because
Uh,
here's the thing, once you get that first payment on that 3-day event, you're gonna be like, get me my notebook, let's figure this out. Like, it's gonna come to you, because it's gonna have like, does that make sense? Like, it's not like
yeah,
a
there's
concept, it's not like a an abstract concept anymore. It's like let's get it done. It's that like motivational side. Yeah, I
like
had a client with
mhm,
this. She was like, I keep procrastinating on my cookbook. I was like, let's sell it. You're going to stop procrastinating. And
mhm.
she was like, yeah, exactly. She's like, I was putting the settings on my camera as soon as I saw that first payment come through. And I'm like, because it switches the like abstract, like this is an idea, into like this is income. And your body goes, uh-huh,
Yeah,
I got this.
exactly. That makes
Uh,
sense. I also have a voice of your womb. So I even have like two different versions of this, Tony. I don't know why, but I have
mhm,
two different versions of an ebook. I have like a really simple voice of your womb intro. Here's some things to
uh-huh.
basically just like that's my freebie, and then I have a more detailed voice of your womb like guidebook, very detailed, all of which are on my
Um,
LinkedIn. Selling any of them because I'm not
so
telling anybody.
so let's bundle those all together and let's make it a bundle price. So you have the whichever one you like, decide which you think is going to be a better freebie, an embodiment flow or the simple voice of your womb ebook. Decide which one's going to be a more like engaging.
The flow for sure.
Okay, so then the other ones, because those are done, those are now part of your bundle. So they get like an intro, then they get like a workbook, then they get all the recordings. Okay.
Okay.
And then um and then So let's get a price. And then the next steps before you create content, before you even create content, you're going to get a link, a way to get paid. You're going to bundle those all, and then you're going to message individually everybody who has come.
Okay, I have a list of that already.
And be like, hey, like I know it was a limited time, but I've just, been seeing the power. I would like to. And you're going to do like a slightly lower price for them, and then offer it to friends and be like, short time, like 3 days till the next full moon, whatever feels good to you, boom. And that's just going to start to feel like you're going to start to see because once you get $1 off of it, once you get $2 off of it, it doesn't matter. Your ability to share it is going to be like increasing, because you're going to start to feel that flow. Boom, boom, boom. So whatever feels good, like, $11, 22, 33, 55, like
39 was the number
for that.
came up.
39. Okay, so 39 is there. So 39 is the limited time offer. And then what's the like full offer that like what can we work around to be fully offering it for?
55, but that also feels very low.
It does feel low. Okay, so let's breathe.
Okay.
Let's just breathe, and let's think about it. Like, let's start with the 3-day event. Like, let's look at the work, not the work, but the intention, the shift that you could have, like a 3-day event every new moon or something like that. Like, what could it be? Or once a month, the first of the month. What do you want to charge for that? What feels fair, feels like an investment that's going to get them there? Remember, if they invest, they're going to show up.
Yeah.
How many free classes have you not gone to? We all have the free gym passes we never used.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, 222 feels like a stretch, but it also, I think my mind is also coming into play of saying that's too much for 3 days. And so then my mind is then saying, well, what about 111? That feels nice. That feels safe. So
okay. So 111 feels safe, 22 feels good. So let's start with 111, the same thing. Let's do the 111. So let's do the 111 as an offer. So you're going to offer them two things, either $39 for just the recording, or 111 because they've been before, and plus they get the recordings. So like the recordings are always like the bonus to that. So it's like to that. So you'll be like, hey, like it's the like next thing. So like you're going to get all of this for 111. Once you've got a couple 111s, you're going to be like, no, 22 is like, that's good. Like, and then that's going to help. And you're going to just tap on that, like, why don't I think this is worth this? Right? Like, how many people are going to drop $150 on a massage? That's one time somebody outside of them shifting their energy versus being able to connect with their inner energy. Like, how many people are going to drop $100 on a manicure and a pedicure?
That's true.
Flashes.
That's
but
true.
Like, so now compare the value of your self-care to like standard self-care. 222 is nothing for a haircut, a color.
That's nothing. Yeah.
Like, like, I mean, that's like 300. Yeah. So think about that, like, and then add the value, because when you can get behind the value, that's going to sell. So I'm thinking like 333. Like,
yeah, when you put it like that.
But we don't have to start there. You don't want to start at a number that's too scary, because then you're not going to share it, because you're just going to sit in the like, I can't. So start with the 111, get a couple of those there, and be like, and I would make that a private offer and be like, hey, this, like, I'm not, only because you've come to Voice of the Womb is like before is the only reason I'm offering. Like, nobody else is going to ever see this price publicly. Like, you would get you'd get the ebook. You have, so you're going to prove to yourself, look at all this value I'm sharing for just 111. You get a few people going like, yeah, of course. You get a few payments from that. Then you're going to be like, okay, 222 is child's day, and then now we're going to 333. Like, that's like pre-sale, and then like,
okay,
like I would do something where it feels fun. Like, I would feel like, every new moon and full moon, you can grab a ticket to the next retreat or the next event for 222. Like, this is only a new, or like something that feels really a lot. It doesn't have to be, it can be your birthday. It can be like your favorite number of the, like, 13 is my favorite day of the, like, that's why I made it $13, because I was like, it's just a number to like get your, like, people like way overthink pricing. Like, just get paid, and then you'll figure out like what makes sense. Like, let's not sit in there like ideating for like 15. Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay.
So I think I'm getting a little confused about, so the 39 is for the bundle.
Yes. So 39 is for the bundle,
Okay, of the
and
recordings with the
111 is with the recordings in the workbook. That's your bundle. Voice
Mhm.
of the Womb, you can call it something better, like Voice of the Womb bundle. I don't know. Like that's the word that's coming to me. Voice of the Womb toolkit, something that sounds very like action oriented, like like uh, Voice of the Womb activation.
Yeah, that's way up my
That's it.
alley.
Voice of the Womb activation set, like activation bundle or like activation set, something like that. Then you have your 3-day event for so the 39 and the 111 is what you are going to text, message, direct, like email them, whatever feels easy. Like you're going to send an email to your list, but before you do that, I want like go have personal conversations with everybody who has been to a Voice of the Womb and say, this is only for you. I am only offering this price to you.
Mhm.
Like blah blah blah. Then you're going to go to the 555, which is low. We're gonna move these up, or we're just gonna stair step it with your nervous system. You're like, okay.
Mhm.
Um, then the 555 and the 222 are your public pre-sale,
Mm.
like until a specific time, until like and get a time where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do the like I've got to do the work and like get my nervous system up to this point. Like I'm gonna like I'm gonna do the work to like get. I'm gonna do the tapping. I'm gonna do the breathing. I'm gonna do the whatever, the embodiment, the dancing, whatever it is, to be like, yeah, like damn right, this is worth 200. Like so when you
Mhm.
sell it, you're like you're getting a steal. Like you're not like, oh, that's too much. You're like, oh, that's not. Then you're gonna move it up. So then I would go to 333 and like 888.
I mean, yeah, that would be great.
But they say that's where we're going, that's not where we are, but we're just setting the intention of like this is where we're going. So we're getting the 39 and the 111 is like, let's talk to the people who've already come, let's talk to, like I call them the like like the friends, like let's go get like this is the friend deal, like we know these people, like these are the regulars,
Mhm.
like let's go in and talk to them and have and every time you have that conversation, it's going to elevate your capacity to believe that, okay, yeah, yeah,
Totally.
like of
Yeah.
course, of course, of course. So
Mhm.
then we get to 5 5. So maybe the first event is 555 and 222, and you can say that. Like I would just get that in your messaging of like this isn't the, like we're moving on to pricing people. So like that it
Mhm.
doesn't, like it feels like a gift from you and it feels like a gift to them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like I'm creating this for you, I'm creating it at this price point, like this is a gift, like I am looking to like get the most women the most transformation that we can, therefore we're
Mhm.
going to stay at this, we're moving to these price points, but like so just so you say it now, and so say it as like instead of 888 it is 555 right now, instead of 333 it is 222 right now. And everyone that comes in, we're going to stop and you're going to feel that and you're going to look for the like underneath, like that, like this is the really important part, is underneath, did that feel like good, of course, solid, or that feel a little, or did I go back into the resentment, right? So looking underneath there, like what's underneath there, did I feel like I sold it for 39 and I was like, shoot, no, that you like, because whatever price point it's at, it has to be mutually beneficial, it has to feel like you, and it starts from you, your nervous system sets the value of the point.
Totally. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All good. Any last questions?
Nope. I think for now that seems okay to start with. Thanks.
All good. Oh, I'm excited for you. Okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
I'm going to send a follow-up email with a few of my notes in case we didn't catch anything in this recording. And then
Okay.
I'm also going to give you an invitation because I am starting a program on the 27th.
Mhm.
There is a payment plan, and there is a bonus for this time that we can build this funnel together. We do the somatic work, we do all the like marketing work or whatever, but the next 3 people that enroll and pay in full, I'm going to do a copy review for all their copies. Like
Ooh.
I will Yes. So like I was like, okay, I've had people like, this is the thing that most people come to me is like the reviews. Like they're like, this is kind of what I want to say. And I'm like, this is how you say it. So I'll just put that out there for you. That's like
Oh,
$5,000-6,000 worth of work if it's going to be a big funnel, but it's going to be, yeah, but I love getting people to sell what they love to do.
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your magic with the world.
Well, thank you. I'm happy, excited to hear you share yours.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Tony. Take care.
You too.